Hi folks, this is Jake. Hope you're okay today. This is a video dedicated specifically for Capricious Black Box, and then to some Christians who really should know better, really. I doubt whether they are Christians, to be honest, but there we are. To you, Capricious Black Box, you made a video taking the mick out of me because I wanted to debate Bill Nye, but you didn't realise I was only having a laugh, so the laugh was on you. And I give you a bit of a smack on the bottom for being a silly boy. But the problem was that your video was uploaded on a channel run by atheists who are involved in cyberbullying and harassment and abuse. And I'm just making this video to say that you should not be labelled with that group. That I think you're a pretty decent bloke, and I think that you're a fair-minded guy, and you just saw my video as an opportunity to make a creationist look stupid, and that's what you were trying to do, really, and get a good number of views on it and some good laughs, and it backfired on you, but that's all you were trying to do. I think you should be wiser and not let people use your videos on channels that abuse people. I'm concluding that you didn't give them permission, and so therefore I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt that you shouldn't be labelled as one of these kind of abusive atheists on YouTube. And I just want people to know that I think you're a decent bloke. Alright? And I think you were set up. I think someone took your video, put it on their channel, knowing that it would get me upset. And I don't think it specifically came from you. Okay? But I'm going to leave the video up that I made of why I don't debate atheists, because I feel that at the end of the day, you know better. You shouldn't take advantage of someone who has an army of these people against me, and you should know better, really. The second thing I want to mention is some of the atheists and one or two Christians are saying that it was my own fault concerning this suicide video and that people were concerned. I'll reiterate what happened again so everybody understands. We'll go a little bit step further. I had a debate with a particular famous atheist, and I won that atheist. The atheist community, along with pseudo Christian community that are liberals, ripped into me and said I plagiarized in the debate. They never asked me onto their channels to debate and discuss them about this issue. The fact that I'd put a bibliography under, the fact that there was many countless scholarly references within my debate, and the fact that they should know the arguments whether I use somebody else's paper or not, that's the main issue. The point is that they didn't invite me to come on and answer the slanderous accusations. I got angry and I made a video that got some particular woman upset, which was not aimed at this particular woman. And then I got some threats from various atheists phoning me up, and it was very worrying. On top of that, I made a video saying to the atheist community that I committed suicide. It was just a music video with the title and some words underneath. The atheist, I pulled that, I did that video to stop the harassment. I had at least 10 phone calls. At least 10 phone calls within a couple of hours at my house harassing me. Alright, do you get that? Okay? And I did this video to stop that. Within an hour, I pulled that video down. That video was put on an atheist site, pretending to be me, Jason Burns' archive video channel. And that video was up there. I made a comment under that video saying I was fine. I also stated why I was fine. And the atheist still kept that video up, and the atheist knew for a fact, the atheist community knew for a fact that I was okay. I pulled a number of my channels down because of these threats that I was getting. The atheist kept that video up for 3 days, alright? So there's no excuse from any atheist or so-called Christian to say that it was my fault. After 12 hours of that video up, there was some atheist malicious. I can prove it, and if you want to call me out on it, and you want to call me out, I can show you emails that I received from well-known atheists who were involved in this, trying to get me sectioned. And I can show you the emails that I got shortly after that that were abusive. Okay, so I can prove to you that this was not out of some benevolence from the atheist community, but this was out of pure maliciousness. So if you want to call me out on it, atheist, call me out on it, because I'll show you the emails. One of them in specifically, and he knows who he is, if I show the emails, he'll be completely destroyed from YouTube forever. Alright? It was malicious from the atheist community. Having the police come round and check whether I was suicidal was pure maliciousness. You only have to look at the comments. Some of them are snidely pretending, oh, we must get the police to check him out. And these are the same atheists that if you follow their comments and you track their comments, you go back over months and look at their comments, you can tell that there's no way in a million years they're sincere people from the things that they've done and said, not just to me but to other people. These are people who've got no integrity at all when you look at their comments and go right back and see what they've been doing on other channels, see what they've been doing on that channel. Alright? So if people want to prove whether I'm right or you are right as atheists, or you so-called do-gooder Christians who are taking their side, if you want to know whether I'm right or they're telling the truth, you go and find this Google archive channel and you go and look at the comments on all the videos that they've made, and you'll find that the same people on that night who were making comments, read between the lines, and you'll see that they were being malicious. And then to top it all, there is no excuse whatsoever. No excuse whatsoever. After 2 weeks, atheist leaders getting together 2 weeks before and organising the police, and then the police getting in touch with the doctor getting me to go in and to be sectioned, assessing me to be sectioned. There is no justification for that. The police should have told me what was happening. My doctor should have told me what was happening. The accusations that were made were pathetic. That I'm ill because I said I'm going to make war on atheism. That's a direct result of Aaron Wright, a famous American atheist, who said he was at war with me, and he meant it ideologically, and I meant it ideologically. So that is no excuse to try and get someone sectioned. Secondly, on the report that she read out, it said that I had too many books in my room. That is not a reason to try and get someone sectioned. Okay? You're abusive. This small community that runs that channel is abusive. And you're abusing me now by denying your responsibility. You're not going to hide behind you were do-gooders. Because I have the emails to prove it. And if you want me to prove it, I will prove it. I will prove it. I can provide you with the emails to prove it without a shadow of a doubt that you on that channel were malicious. Because I have one of the key guys who actually was involved in that email me, and he emailed me abusive comments. So he was, and that was at the same time that he was involved in this. Alright? So you've not got a leg to stand on as atheists, or you so-called do-gooder Christians. Alright? You've not got a leg to stand on. It was malicious, it was disgusting, it was out of order, it was diabolical, and there's no justification for it. And the fact that you won't admit it is the fact that you're being abusive now. And if nothing's done about it, then Matt Dillahunty, Dan Barker, Thunderfoot, dprjones, you're all involved in cyberbullying and abuse. You'll all be tainted with it. You'll all be tainted with it. You're not going to blackmail me. You're not going to make my reputation look bad. You did that out of maliciousness. You did not do it out of care. You did it out of maliciousness, and I have the evidence to prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt, because the main guy who was involved in that is the main guy who emailed me round about that time, and they are malicious emails. Right? Do you want me to name the name? Because if I name the name, then it'll blow up in his face, and it'll blow up in the rest of your faces. Now you need to get together as a community, and you need to get that channel down, and you need to let me move on and get on with my life. Alright? Because what you're doing now is more abuse. It's like someone raping someone. That's what you've done. You've raped someone emotionally. It's like raping someone and then saying, oh, you're not well, it's your problem. And then you rape them again. You say, oh, no, it's your problem. And then you rape them again. That's what you're doing. You're raping me emotionally by not admitting that. And some of you saying, oh, and those Christians who are wondering who's telling the truth or not, here, let me tell you this. I've had atheists come up to me in town and say, oh, you know, stop making videos on atheism, it's not doing you good, they're just trolls, it's not the atheist leadership, alright, it's just trolls, alright. And then I've said to them, yeah, but you've got a channel with Google videos of mine, why don't you pull them down? You've got 1,500 of my videos. Oh, well, they were on common license. So basically they're saying, don't you make any videos against us, but we've got a channel on you that abuses you, but that's okay, because they were on common license. Well, many of those videos I took down, so they shouldn't be on YouTube. Many of those videos now, after 2014, are not on common license, they are on normal license, and I specifically said you don't have any rights to them. Okay? So these hypocrites who come to me in Manchester and say, oh, we care about you, it's just trolls, and we were very worried about that suicide video. Oh, were you so worried? Well, why have you got the, why aren't you saying anything about this channel and getting it pulled down? 1,500 of my videos that abuses me, and if I'm so-called really ill, won't that make me even more ill? If you're really concerned, if you're really concerned about me committing suicide, why have you got a video taking the mick out of me? Not one video, but 1,500 videos. If you're really that concerned. You see, it's abuse. It's bullying and it's abuse, and they're hiding, the atheists are hiding behind, oh, we were concerned. That's what they're doing. They're hiding behind it, and then a couple of Christians who don't know the full ins and outs are saying, oh, well, it was your own fault. Right. So someone gets raped and it's their own fault. It's not, when someone gets raped, it's not their fault. They can have a short skirt. It don't justify people raping the person. There's no justification of a YouTube channel where it's got people around it that phone me up and threaten me. There's no justification for taking a video that was done because I was being threatened, then taking that video, knowing full well I'd taken it down, putting it on another channel and pretending that I committed suicide. There's no justification for that. There's no justification for leaving that video up for 3 days. There's no justification for phoning the police up after 12 hours of the video being down and coming round and asking whether I committed suicide, and they think it's me that's put the video up, and they go and I show them, and then they find it's on an atheist website, an atheist channel. There's no justification for that. There's no justification to try and get the police and the doctor to try and get you sectioned without the police and the doctor telling you what's happening. There's no justification for that whatsoever. It cannot be justified. And the fact that some of you try to justify it is abuse. And at the same time, people who were involved in that, one of them specifically emailing me abusive emails. At the same time, some of the people who so-called called, if you go and track some of the comments on there, you will find one or two of the so-called do-gooders, sweet atheists. You go and track their comments, and you will find an obsession with me where they have followed me around and made many, many comments. And also, one of these people sent me abusive comments. And he's one of these do-gooders on my channels. And I can prove that to you as well. Alright? So there's no justification whatsoever. In 2 weeks' time, if this channel's not pulled down, I will publish the couple of emails that I got by that particular atheist. And when they're published, it will destroy that atheist YouTube career. And I don't want to destroy that guy's YouTube career. And I don't want to make him look bad. Alright? I just want to be left alone. I'll also show you the guy who's supposedly involved in this being really nice and caring. He sent me a number of veiled threats on a number of my YouTube channels. And I will show you them as well. Alright? That's in 2 weeks' time. Alright? So it's up to you. You can get it sorted, but don't be saying that I'm lying, because I'm not lying. I am telling you the truth. You, as an atheist community, cyberbullied me. You completely cyberbullied me. You've got away with murder, and you Christians, or some of you Christians who are siding with them, you're siding with them, and you haven't got a clue what went on. You don't know the full ins and outs. And I'm telling you, it's either me who's lying, or they are lying. And I'm telling you, they are lying. That group who run that channel are lying. And I can prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Okay? I can prove it. In fact, not only can I prove it, but I'll give you a little hint. I've already published the evidence. Alright? The evidence is already out there to prove my point. It's already been published. So, just be aware. Alright? I don't have to prove anything. I've already published some of my evidence. And it's already out there for consumption, if you search and find. And put 2 and 2 together. Alright? You as an atheist community have no justification having 1,500 of my videos. Any so-called Christian who sides with these people are trolls, or they're people who are not real Christians. No decent Christian or no decent atheist would justify threats, would justify putting videos up, pretending to be others and committing suicide, would justify phoning the police, would justify trying to get the doctor to section you without the doctor telling you what's happened, or the police. No decent atheist or Christian in a million years would even do that sort of thing. This is not my fault. This is your fault. A malicious group of atheists who are fixated on trying to destroy me. And a lot of other people knowing that's the case, but hiding behind saying, oh, we care about him, we're trying to help him. These same people on their shows meet taking the mick out of me and laughing about me. It was only a show, one particular show, the same group of people who were involved in trying to get me sectioned, these same group of people were on a particular atheist show 4 weeks ago, laughing about me wanting to commit suicide. So these people do not care. These people just think it's a joke. These people think it's a way of taking out a Christian apologist and a creationist at that. So you're not going to get away with it, because you're still continuing to do the abuse now, and it's not justified. Alright? And I'm just saying this because Capricious Black Box seems to me to be a decent guy, and he's got himself involved in this in some way, and I don't think he realised what's happened, and I'm absolving him from any of this. This is nothing to do with him. He might be on this channel, his video might be on this channel, but I think it's nothing to do with him. I don't think he's involved in it. I think he's a decent bloke, even though, you know, he thinks he's a smart aleck and he thought he was being clever, ticking me off. I don't mind that at the end of the day. I don't think he's given permission for his video to be uploaded. If he has, he needs to rethink his position, but I don't think he has. So there's no justification. And you need to do something as atheist, alright? Now the ball's in your court. You pull the channel down, you let me move on. I'm not going to say anything anymore, and that's it. I don't have to publish my evidence. I've published my evidence. There's already one piece of evidence out there. At the same time, these people were gathering to get the doctor on me. Someone sent me an email, and that email has already been published. So I don't have to prove whether I'm telling the truth or not. Alright? I've given my evidence, and people can find it and find out for themselves whether I'm telling the truth or not. The abuse has to stop. There are some of you atheists who are being abusive and will not let it go, and you need to stop it. And Christians and atheists need to really back me up on this. This is serious stuff. And if the channel doesn't come down, then I would ask you to contact the police and inform them of the abuse of this channel, because it is abusive. And inform YouTube. There's no justification for it whatsoever. You cannot be doing this when I have lost thousands of videos, when you're harassing me all the time, even today. I am not making videos against you. I'm trying to get on with my YouTube channel, and you're still harassing me, and you're not being fair. So stop the abuse and get on with your lives. Alright? That's the last I'm going to say about it. I leave it to the fair-minded atheist and the Christians who really can see through all this and see that I'm telling the truth. If you want to find evidence for whether I'm telling the truth or not, go on my blog, Atheist Examine blog, and you'll find some evidence there that proves the case very clearly. If you've got any worries about whether I'm telling the truth or not, you can go on there and that will show you, because the same people who were involved in getting this stuff out, you can find evidence of what they said to me from an email. Alright, you can find the evidence there for yourself. Alright, these people are fanatical. They've got to stop it. They've got to let me get on with my life. I don't want to get involved in any controversies with these people. I just want to be left alone. Okay? So I'm saying this because I'm not going to be abused when a Christian, or so-called Christian, he believes in theistic evolution, You can be a Christian if you believe in that, but you can't be a very wise Christian. He made a statement saying it was my own fault. It's not my own fault. It's never your own fault if someone rapes you, and it's never your own fault if someone cyberbullies you. There's no justification for ganging up on someone like some of the atheist community have, and doing what they're doing. And even now, there's no justification whatsoever. So I would say close the channel down and call it quits. But if you want to ratchet it up into a major controversy, then you go and do it, because you ain't got a leg to stand on as atheist. My evidence is on my channel, on my blog, Atheist Examined. People only have to go on there and they can find an email sent to me by one of the people who is a major influence concerning these people on this channel. And he was majorly involved in encouraging people, or at least even getting the police to do what they tried to do to me. And that video, that email, shows what a complete, utter, disingenuine person they are. They tried to change it by giving other information after it, trying to temper it and spin it. But I've got other emails from that person who sent me emails as well. And they weren't nice, alright? They weren't nice. So you haven't got a leg to stand on, alright? So you need to sort it out. And that's it. If you want to make it into a major controversy, then you go ahead. Because you're going to lose. You'll lose it. You'll lose the controversy. Alright? Because I have the evidence, and it's simple as that. But the evidence is already out there anyway. People can find out for themselves. Alright? How can it be right to be called into your doctor and they say one of the major accusations that my doctor put to me was, I kid you not, they've complained that you have too many books in your room. And then she said, thinking about it, she just like, the penny dropped, and she said, well, there's nothing wrong with that, is there? And when she said that, that was at the time when I said, this is just abuse. There's no justification for what you've done. If you've got a problem with my mental health, if you had a problem with it, you should have got in touch with Samaritans and passed me the phone number, or phone them up and get them to phone me. That's what you should have done. But to try and organise all what you tried to organise, there was no justification for it whatsoever. No justification whatsoever. Alright? It was malicious and it was abuse, and you need to be called out on it, and you need to stop it now. Because you're doing it now. By having that channel, you're attracting people around it, and you're encouraging cyberbullying, and it has to stop. And there's no justification for it. And any Christian, again, I don't want no atheist coming to talk to me in Manchester, because if you agree with her story, you're abusive, and I want you to stay away from me, and I will phone the police if you come near me. And I mean that. I want no phone calls from atheists saying, oh, are you okay? Because if you do, I'll take your phone number and I'll pass it on to the police. I want you to leave me alone. I'm happy, I'm getting on with what I'm doing, and I'm doing what I'm doing, but you will not get away with saying that you were doing it out of kindness when I have complete, utter facts to prove that it is completely not true what you're saying. Alright? You barefaced lying, and you're hiding behind a malicious mask. And you got away with it, but I'm telling you now, you're not getting away with it. You need to pull that channel down now, and you need to make sure that it doesn't happen again. And if you don't pull it down, then I'll leave it to people out there, and they can assess whether I'm telling the truth or I'm telling a lie. And if they feel I'm telling the truth, I would ask you to do something about it. Send this video to the police, and take the names of some of the people who've been commentating on that channel and say, check these out. Or send it to YouTube Hierarchy and get them to check it out and see whether it's true or not. and they can have a look at it and investigate it. If they don't take this channel down, if they want to ratchet it up into a controversy, you can go ahead, because you're the ones who are going to look bad, not me, because I've already published evidence, and I can publish more evidence, and you haven't got a leg to stand on. So don't try and abuse me anymore. You've abused me enough. Matt Dillahunty, Thunderfoot, dprjones, Dan Barker, you need to meet together, you need to have a word with these people who run this channel, and you need to call it quits and pull it down. This channel and the atheists connected to it are not representative of the atheist community. They're not trolls. Some of them are trolls, but some of them are major leaders in the atheist community on blog channels, and you need to stop it. It's abuse. It's not free speech. It is abuse, and you have no justification for it whatsoever. And if you're a Christian and you agree with them, stay away from me, because you're abusive as well. Alright? But if you're a Christian or an atheist and you believe my story, then keep in contact with me, because, you know, I'm happy to be your friend. And you want me to come on your blogs, hangouts, I'll talk with you. But if you don't believe my story, don't contact me, don't get involved with me. But if you believe my story, then keep in contact with me. Alright? But I'm just getting on making my videos and doing my thing now, so just leave me alone. Alright? Because you're just abusive. And that's it.